Hey, how's it going, everybody? This is Tyler from Podcast Now, and today I have a Kingdom Hearts theory for you. I know all 13 members of the True Organization XIII that we will see in Kingdom Hearts 3. The first member is Master Xehanort. Master Xehanort has his body fully restored, as we saw at the end of Dream Drop Distance, and he is making his full-on return in Kingdom Hearts 3 as our first member. The second member is Xemnas. The third member will be Xehanort's Heartless. The fourth, Xigbar. The fifth will be Terranort, not the scientist that doesn't remember his past. Terranort, the one that we saw just after Master Xehanort places his heart inside Terra. The sixth member will be Vanitas. The seventh member will be Saix. The eighth member will be Bragg, and you might be wondering, well, how can we have Bragg and Xigbar? The reason is because they're both going to be pulled from different time periods using time travel from young Xehanort. And Bragg works because he has, as we saw at the end of Birth by Sleep, he has part of Xehanort's heart inside him already. And that's why he has yellow eyes and pointed ears, so he is allowed to travel through time per the laws of time travel. The ninth member is Iza. Basically the same thing as Bragg, although we've never seen what Iza looks like before he's a nobody and a heartless. It's reasonable to assume that he already had part of Xehanort's heart inside of him, mainly because Bragg and Iza were very top members of the Organization 13. And also in Dream Drop Distance, when Lee and all the other organization members, their bodies are restored and they come to, Lee notices that Iza is missing. And I believe the reason Iza is missing is because young Xehanort already got him and brought him into the dream state, meaning that he has, part Xehanort in him already. So I believe that he was actually on one of those thrones in Dream Drop Distance. We just didn't know because he was cloaked. And in the image, you'll see he doesn't have the scar on his face. I did that editing because I believe that's how we're going to tell the difference. The 10th member is kind of a new character that we saw in Kingdom Hearts Key back cover, Lushu. And we know that Lushu is tasked from the Master of Masters to wield. Master of Masters passes on his Keyblade, which is the most ancient Keyblade, which is the same Keyblade that Master Xehanort then possesses. But Master of Masters gives Lushu that Keyblade and tasks him with making sure that everything, that the future, that all the events that are supposed to take place, they all take place. And he's also tasked with, taking care of that chest that we see or we will see in Kingdom Hearts Key back cover. We don't know what's in it, but I have a feeling that it may be either Kingdom Hearts is inside of it, or the shattered Keyblade is inside of it. But we'll see. The 11th member is going to be Terra, but not regular Terra that we know from Birth by Sleep. It's going to be Terra, but kind of like Iza and Bragg, who have part of Xehanort's heart in them, but not Master Xehanort's full-on heart that would make him Terranort, because he doesn't need to do that really anymore, we know. Mainly because of Bragg. That's how we know that he doesn't have to insert his entire heart inside. And at the end of Dream Drop Distance, if you remember, Master Xehanort actually places his heart inside of his Keyblade and then shoots his heart, part of his heart, towards Sora. So we know that he wasn't going to use Sora as his new vessel, because then he would still need a 13th member. Sora was supposed to be the 13th member, but he, obviously we know that doesn't go as planned. But he was just going to place part of his heart inside Sora to make him part Xehanort. That's exactly what's going to happen with Terra. As soon as Terra comes, his body is restored, which should happen probably in Hollow Bastion, because that's where the scientist, the Terranort scientist, did the experiment and the spell of his heart, which is what turned him into a heartless and a nobody. But that's probably where he's going to come to. But Bragg will also be in that location when his body is restored. So I believe that young Xehanort will show up, and he will insert part of his heart inside Terra to make him part Xehanort. So they're gonna kind of have him probably as like a almost prisoner, just like not a vessel, but like another tool. So he's almost like a slave to the organization of Master Xehanort. But I believe that is what we will see. In the picture, you'll see that I gave him yellow eyes, mainly because that's how we're going to see him, but no white hair. We won't see him with white hair. So there's going to be almost two Terras, and one's going to be Terranort, one's going to be Terra, with some of Xehanort's heart inside of him. The 12th member is going to be young Xehanort, who is really the one who kind of brings everything together because of time travel. And the 13th and final member of the True Organization XIII is the Master of Masters. And, you know, if you watch Kingdom Hearts Key back cover, you'll think that the Master of Masters seems like he's a decent guy. But I actually don't think he's a good guy whatsoever. I actually think he is a bad guy. Mainly because he doesn't want to stop any calamity whatsoever, because he believes that's what's meant to happen. He doesn't want to stop, I should say, the Keyblade War. He doesn't want to stop the 13 Darkness versus the 7 Light. He doesn't want to stop any of that. He believes that that's what's meant to happen, so that's what's going to happen. He knows it's going to happen because, spoilers, inside that ancient Keyblade is his eye. He actually has his own eye in that Keyblade. And as it's passed down through time, that's how he's able to see what's going to happen in the future. But then being in the past, he's able to see. It's crazy, but time travel. But anyways, the thing about the reason I think he's a bad guy, I have two reasons why I think he's a bad guy. Just because that's what does happen does not mean that's what's meant to happen. Basically, he just allows everything to happen because he can actually prevent certain things from happening. And I know that it sounds like you're going to cause a temporal paradox, as he tells Lushu, but you wouldn't, because you wouldn't, because it didn't happen yet. You know what I mean? Like, that didn't happen yet. So you can kind of mess with certain things, unless I could be wrong and maybe things are destined to happen. But I just feel like he's kind of sitting back and wants darkness to take over, mainly because he's not. He doesn't seem like he's doing anything about it. You know what I mean? Like, he's not making any like precautions. Everything he does, like in Kingdom Hearts Key back cover, the traitor and all that stuff, there was no traitor. He wanted them to end up doing that. Like, he set that whole thing up. There was no traitor. He wanted them all to turn on each other, and he wanted them to all go seek out Lushu and find their own light, because that would start a Keyblade War. That's why. So he's actually the reason that the Keyblade War started. He set all of it up. He put it all in motion due to a lie, which, that's very evil, if you ask me. So that's one reason. The second reason is when you listen to. So after he gives Lushu the chest, and we don't know what's in it, but again, I think it's either the Kingdom Hearts itself, or it's the Shattered Keyblade. I could be wrong, but that's what I'm thinking it is. Or maybe the True Keyblade, I don't know. But when he whispers into Lushu's ear, which we don't hear what he says, but here's Lushu's response, and then listen to what the Master of Masters' response is.
But why? You'll see.
Now that was a very sinister "you'll see," as he clenches his fist. And that was a tone of voice that we didn't see him take at all throughout the entire Kingdom Hearts Key back cover. And that's literally the last scene of that movie. So I truly believe he's not a good person. Part of me actually thinks that may even be, I don't know how it would work, but part of me thinks that the Master of Masters may actually somehow be Bragg. Like an older Bragg. I don't know how that will work at all, because of the laws of time travel. It might not, but it actually might, because we do know. The thing is that we do know that because of what Master Xehanort did, we do know that you can place your heart inside of a Keyblade. So if he placed his own eye inside of a Keyblade, and then through time was able to, it was passed down, and then because of that, all the way into the furthest part in the future, whoever possesses that Keyblade, he's able to see everything that happens in the past. So if that can happen, then it could be the other way around. You know what I mean? It can work the other way. So who's to say that? Because the Master of Masters disappears in Kingdom Hearts Key back cover. So that's strange. Does that mean that he dispelled of his body and only became a heart? Did he possess, and this is what I assume, that he possessed the ancient Keyblade that Lushu carries and continues to pass down? So the Master of Masters may actually be inside of the Keyblade the whole time. So when Master Xehanort, in Kingdom Hearts 3, when Master Xehanort wields that Keyblade, Master of Masters' heart might be inside of it. So I truly think he will be there, and the reason that he'll be the 13th member is because Sora was supposed to be the 13th member, but it was a failed attempt by the organization. But there has to be 13 darkness and 7 light, so the Master of Masters will step in to make sure that there's 13 darkness, because that's the way it's supposed to be. But I don't believe that they were ever supposed to get Sora in the first place. I believe that was always what was supposed to happen, so that the Master of Masters could actually be the 13th member. And then who knows, if he's Bragg or whoever he is, he may turn on the whole thing. I don't know how it will go down. Actually, I have a thought, but that's going to be a different video for a different day. But I truly believe that the Master of Masters is not a good person, and I do believe that he will be the 13th member of the True Organization XIII. So real quick, let's go down the list again. Master Xehanort, Xemnas, Xehanort's Heartless, Xigbar, Terranort, Vanitas, Saix, Bragg, Iza, Lushu, Terra, Young Xehanort, and the Master of Masters. And there you have it. The True Organization XIII. All your members right there. That will be going up are 7 Light, Sora, Riku, Mickey, Lee, Kairi, Aqua, and Ven. Okay, if you like this video, please leave a like. If you agree with this theory on all of the members, and subscribe to our channel if you have not already for future Kingdom Hearts content and just future content in general. And thank you for watching.